Hello and welcome to Members on the Mic with the Troy Chamber of Commerce, where we connect with Troy Chamber members as they give us a glimpse into their company and share some of the business lessons they've learned along the way. Hi, everyone. I'm Tara Thompson-Cusack, President and CEO of the Troy Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here by the amazing co-host and Vice President of the Chamber. I always say amazing. I don't know why I changed my tone on that.
I giggle every time.
I do. Sheila Denson is co-hosting today. She's our awesome Vice President, and we're really grateful to have her. So hello, Sheila.
Hello, and hello, everyone.
First, I'd like to take a moment to thank our presenting sponsor, Trion Solutions. Stay tuned for our first commercial break where you can learn how you can rely on Trion. Sheila, we've got a great guest today. Why don't you give us some introductions on who we'll be meeting with?
I would love to, and I too am very excited to introduce to you Sabah Ammouri, CEO of Card Network. In 2001, Sabah founded ATM of America. Through word-of-mouth referrals and the support of retailers across Metro Detroit, Sabah grew ATM of America into the powerhouse ATM ISO EBAZXYZ
Lots
it
of
is
letters
today.
in there. Yeah.
As ATM of America began to grow, he was able to pour all of the same passion and entrepreneurial spirit he had for ATM of America into his next effort, Platinum Processing LLC, now known as Card Network.
Woo-hoo!
Over the years, Sabah has been able to diversify his portfolio, reaching into the government payment processing space with civil payments and taking the leap into real estate development, investment, and management. As of January of this year, 2022, both ATM America and Card Network have moved into Easton Center, which is an amazing, amazing space that sits in the heart of Detroit, right on West Maple between Livernois and Crux.
Gorgeous space.
It is amazing space. The building is affectionately named after his firstborn son, Easton.
Aww.
You gotta see Easton.
Oh, I can't wait. Sabah forecasts nothing but positive growth for all of his endeavors heading into 2023. And with that, I can't wait to hear what else you have to tell us.
Oh, see, now expectations are high.
Very.
So, Sabah, I will start with first, I will also say that my firstborn nephew is named Easton.
Oh, no way.
So I'm actually excited. I will take him to Easton Center so he'll feel cooler, but then I'll say it's not about you, buddy.
Love it. I got high hopes for him. So,
See, I like it.
I told him, look what you have to live up to.
Aw, well, hey, you know there's love if you're naming your own building after your firstborn son. That is the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
It's so funny. He brags to all his friends about it.
Aw, how old is he?
He's 9.
So it's the good bragging age for it. So, but then
Exactly.
he'll go to work and be like, this wasn't what I thought. But Sabah, I'd love to start by learning about how you got involved in the ATM and payment spaces. That's it's a very exciting field, but it's one of those things that you don't really know. Is that the direction you always thought you were going in, or?
So, not really. Basically, in the probably I'm gonna say late 90s. Yeah, it's that old. So
we are too. It's okay.
Speak for yourself.
I'm sorry. My bad. Well, then I am.
So late 90s, I was in between trying to figure out, what I was going to do. It was probably my late 20s, and trying to, I was in the convenience store business and trying to figure out like where do I want to be? What do I want to do? And when a buddy of mine introduced the ATM business to me first and said, hey, look, the ATM industry now, ATMs are not controlled by banks anymore. So you're able to purchase an ATM machine, place it in businesses and convenience store, supermarkets, gas stations. So I go out, I'm like, wow, this is pretty interesting. So I get to place ATM machines in businesses and get to charge a surcharge for card holders to pull out cash.
Sounds like a win-win.
I love it. So I said, let's go. So I go out my basically my first week and try and just door to door going into gas stations and convenience stores and saying, hey, look, here's what I'm doing. I'm selling, ATM machines. I'm placing ATM machines. And back then, so merchants, businesses would look at me like, wait a minute, you want to place a bank in my business? We're gonna have break-ins. We're gonna have issues
I didn't even think about that.
So it was very challenging. So I'm like, look, this is the wave of the future.
Yeah.
You got to get down on this program because don't be left behind. So, and, it kind of just snowballed from there. And, they'd give me, a lot of customers gave me a chance. And today, building from one location to getting up to probably a little over 8,000 locations today on the ATM side as well, only.
So did you knock on all 8,000 doors?
No. So, believe it or not, I probably sold about 1,000 locations myself. So when I reached basically all the resources that I had, I'm like, well, how do I get to the next level? How do I build this company even further? And so I brought in what's called agent programs. Okay. So I brought in management of smaller ATM companies because I was of size. We had the volume to bring in smaller ATM companies and start doing the management for them, and also acquisitions. So I started buying companies, bringing in more programs that we manage smaller companies. Yeah. If somebody was trying to build a route of 50 or 100 locations, hey, I have all the resources. You going direct, the Visa and MasterCard are going to probably charge you an arm and a leg. Yeah. We have the volume. Come under us. I can give you a better rate. So that's how I was able to build, under the umbrella. We have so many different, customers, whether they're, we manage the customer or we have a direct relationship, with customers. So.
It sounds like Easton has a lot of good knowledge that he's going to be learning in his life. So a pretty good role model. I'll give you that. A pretty good role model.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tara.
So you've grown a team, obviously, as you've just stated. You have a beautiful, amazing building that just opened recently. Why Troy? Why did you pick our great city to put this testament to your family, to your hard work in place?
So let me go back a little bit. So after ATM of America was incorporated in 2001, but I was in the industry for probably late 90s. And then came Platinum Processing, which is a credit card processing company where we offer merchants to accept credit cards for payments. And that was probably in 2008 when I brought on Platinum Processing, today known as Card Network. So both the companies combined, they service over 10,000 locations nationally. But we were operating out of Hazel Park. And listen, the building that we were in probably a 7,000 square foot building that I also purchased in 2007. So we were there for like 13 years. So come maybe 2015, I seen where the companies were going, and I said, okay, well, I need to prepare and gear towards the future. And this space is too small for us now. So where do we go from here? Along the way, I had gotten into the real estate business as well. So I started buying.
Not at all an overachiever. Not at all.
So I started buying real estate, which I own a number of properties in Troy.
Thank you.
With about maybe about 14 properties in all, but about maybe 6 of them in Troy today. So I'm in the real estate business. We needed a new facility and a new home for the companies. I said, okay, so what do I do here? Since I'm in the real estate business, let me find a property that I can potentially renovate, build ground up, and take a portion of the building and lease the rest. Mm-hmm. So I came across 900 West Maple, which was a old Honeywell building.
That's what it was.
So I loved the corner. The building was it was a 50,000 square foot building on there. Now, this is a very interesting story. So I became interested in the building, and it would have worked for us. The building worked for us. So if we would have took 20,000 square feet of that building, I ended up acquiring it in 2017, to make a long story short. So I ended up putting an offer in there and ended up buying it in 2017, about June 2017. So it was 50,000 square feet, and we would have took about 15 to 20,000 square feet, which would have left us about 30,000 square feet, leasable space. So that worked for us great. As I'm trying to lease the balance of the space. The issue that I kept having was that tenants would come in there and they'd say, hey, look, we love the site. We love the plans, what you might be able to do with this to renovate the current space, the current building. The ceiling heights don't work.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm like, shoot. So I get one tenant, two tenant, three tenants, potential tenants to come lease the balance because it's a significant, I don't need the whole building. I just need a portion of it because it's pretty sizable. So I told the contractor, hey, look, honestly, I'm thinking about taking this whole thing down. So they're like, are you crazy? It's 50,000 square foot to build you want to build a brand new building? I'm like, yes. And they're like, why would you do that? I'm like, okay. So you heard all the feedback that we're getting at the ceiling heights, which I didn't love when we first walked in there, but it worked for office.
Yeah.
But for any retail, any warehousing, it just doesn't cut it. And sat down with the team and said, look, this is the decision I want to make. I feel really good about this decision. And I said, look, you got 4 acres, approximately 4 acres, 3.8 acres in the city of Troy on Maple on a main road. Where could I go wrong?
Exactly.
Okay. So I said, level it. So we end up leveling the building, and we put a sign out there, built to suit. I came up with a concept whereas the first floor off Maple would be retail, warehousing in the back, and a second floor where we would be. So I came up with that concept, and we went through some plans, and then all of a sudden, while we had the sign out there, I remember I went through a signature to my buddy John Boyd, which is a terrific realtor and broker. We put a sign out there, built a suit, and caught the interest of Virginia Tile.
Yes.
So
we're fans, obviously.
Yes.
So
ended up probably a 7 month process. Completed the lease and was able to secure a lease with Virginia Tile. And now this was, give you timelines. This was about 2019 when we had basically when we leveled the building and all that stuff. And 2020 is when I secured the lease. Mm. And now you got to think of this challenge now, okay? 2020 in March, I inked the deal with Virginia Tile right before the pandemic. So I have to build in the thick of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. Probably we started building in 2020, but we started construction in probably November, I think October or November of 2020. So right in the thick of COVID was to build this building, build out the space and meet all the responsibilities I had to Virginia Tile, and also build the second floor for us. And that was a really big challenge. But and going back to why did I pick Troy, and went through all
all that.
Yeah, I thought Troy was since we had to move. I'm like, well, where do we see the company? Where should we be? Where is the best image for the company? And I said, you know what? Troy is the best. It's a great community, and it's a great business community. So that's why we chose Troy. I just thought it was just to elevate the brands, elevate the image of the company, is just go to Troy. So we love Troy.
And we love you.
Very much. Well, and what's interesting is the building is so beautiful.
Absolutely.
But what I chuckle, because when you say Virginia Tile, and Sheila and I are both like, ooh, because I've seen their space before, obviously. It almost is like a gallery because it is so absolutely stunning that it looks like you're walking into a gallery.
Yeah, and that was the objective. It's their flagship store in the country, and they really wanted to model a lot of their other stores, I think, behind this one. Mm-hmm. And they're like, look, this is going to be our flagship store. I'm like, well, tell me what it is that I need to do
Well, you did it well.
to make it happen for you.
Well, and your offices mirror that.
Yeah.
So you really played off of that well. You guys it correlates so well. You come in through one and go up to the other, and you both go, oh.
So I was very particular about our build out, basically, and believe it or not, I had my fingerprints on every single square inch of our building, and it was because of how I wanted the finished product to be. It was very important. So I had basically three objectives in mind when building the building, but mainly our space. Let's talk about our space for the companies. Is one for the people, okay? For my staff, built them a comfort level where, I mean, you guys have been in our space,
yeah,
right?
it's gorgeous.
Yeah. So is basically a very comfortable space. There's a game room. There's it's very spacious. It's very pretty, and so when I had the opportunity to start this from scratch, it was like a kid in a candy store, right? So and all these built up years of what is the dream office that I want, right? And I've collected all these and compiled in basically in my mind of what the dream space would look like, right? And I actually brought it to life. So it was a challenge, and there was a lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah.
And you know, I was running the ATM company, running the credit card processing company, taking care of all the real estate entities, and also had to build this building for Virginia Tile and build our build out on the second floor to move in all the companies. So to have all the brands under one roof. So it was a pretty challenging time. It was a couple of years where.
Well, after hearing all of that stress, I think it's a great time to take a little break and hear a word from our presenting sponsor, Trion Solutions. We'll be right back.
Why are all these business owners smiling? Because they rely on Trion to handle difficult and time-consuming HR tasks like payroll, benefits administration, and more. Working with one of the nation's top professional employer organizations provides access to top-tier healthcare and employee benefit plans and Trion's team of attorneys and HR experts. With Trion, you don't have to grow it alone. Visit RelyOnTrion.com.
You can always rely on Trion.
Welcome back to Members on the Mic with the Troy Chamber of Commerce. We are here with Sabah with Card Network. Sabah, tell us, are you looking to expand or take on other industries?
Yes, definitely, and that's what the whole purpose of building such a massive space for us is for future growth, and so we're still acquiring in the credit card processing space, or in building day by day, just building the company. Same thing with the ATM company. We're building, just growing and organically, and also acquiring. And I'm also looking at other industries to acquire companies. They're in a fintech space. Relative.
I don't even know what that word means.
Fintech is financial technology.
Oh, thank you. All right, thank you.
Okay,
I was like, well, I had a moment. Okay.
At least we know Tara's honest.
Keep it real.
I love it. So basically, so I'm looking at other companies, but that's what the space is for. Is to able to keep up with my growth.
Yeah.
And listen, the team, I got the 5-star team. They are everything. Yes.
You really do.
Alexandria and Evian rock.
Oh, and they're
Can't
so
say enough.
active too, and how they convey the
Absolutely.
message of what you guys do is just fantastic.
Yeah, and listen, I impress upon my team to always make sure that first the customers, okay, that they take care of the customers, and we are a customer obsessed organization, and without the customer, we have no revenue, we have no business, and without my team, it also doesn't exist. So I almost put the customer and the team almost like just up at par. You know what I mean? So.
Well, if you take care of the team, they take care of your customers, and that's the
100%.
point.
I am nothing without my team.
Agreed. I'm like, agreed. You are nothing without your team. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're right. Thank you for recognizing
Right?
Well, that just leads us actually into our favorite segment.
Oh.
Did you know?
Oh, what are we going to learn about today?
Well, we're going to learn about something today that I think Sabah might be interested in doing in a short period of time. We have ribbon cutting. These events, which are open to our membership, are streamed live on Facebook. And again, our members are invited. There's not just for new businesses, but they're also for businesses that want to highlight significant milestones, anniversaries, and showcase remodels. For more information, just check under our website tab for membership and read about member ribbon cuttings. And I know we have one in the future planned for you.
Yes, we're working on our grand opening. So
All right.
Well, we're obviously
Yes,
excited
we were
because we've
ready.
seen the building, but
Yes.
now we want the world to see it too.
yeah, what we're waiting for and what the holdup has been is the artwork inside the space. That's the only thing that we're lacking right now, and it's again, I want it to be perfect. So we went through multiple artists, multiple companies to help with some of the design, and we have some killer stuff coming.
Did Easton pick it out or no? Okay.
Easton actually comes with me to the office. He's pretty involved. I'm like, look, kid. I mean, when you grow up, there's a lot expected of you here. So I'm hoping,
I love it. Well, so what does the future look like for your businesses?
It's just to continue to grow, and that's right now. How about if I tell you, I feel after moving to Troy and getting this, where I'm like rejuvenated again. Okay, with the space and really climbing to the next level, and that's really my hopes and desires right now is to really grow these brands and put a dent in the industry as one of the major. I think we have kind of, but really become one of the major players in the space.
Yeah.
We started off talking about you have high hopes for 2023. What leads you to that? What's something you could pinpoint to get our members excited about the upcoming year?
So in the upcoming year, again, that going back to building the teams, cleaning up some of our processes, some stuff that doesn't work, the stuff, and really concentrate on a lot of the stuff that does work, and continue to grow, acquire. It's about growth. That's really what my obsession and addiction is to grow these companies, and it's not about money. It's listen, money's great, and you make a lot of money, whatever, it's great. But to me, it's more about building, and I love watching companies just grow. And the story's great where these companies come from nothing. Okay, and I just build them piece by piece, and able to just grow major brands by, just hard work and having fun along the way, okay? Having fun with the team, having fun with people like you guys.
Well, and I'm laughing because I'm still picturing you going to gas stations, selling ATMs, and now where you are. It's interesting when you look at that. I'm not on the field anymore, but I got to tell you, if a customer calls me, some of my old customers, they demand to speak to me. I get on the phone with them, and if they're like, "We need you to come here," because maybe there'd be an issue or something, I'm like, you know what? Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. I go down there and I show up personally, and like, what can I do to help you? It doesn't matter the level I'm at. Let me know what I can do because I value your business, and I also value it was because of you that I was able to get to this point. People like you that trusted in me to get me to this point. So I never forget where I come from, and I appreciate everyone that's helped me along the way.
That actually perfect segment to my next question. First of all, again, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you guys for having me.
The smile and energy. I'm like, this is fun.
His passion. With that being said, you've talked about teamwork. You've talked about taking care of your clients. What's something else that you can share with our listeners, something that they can take away to help them grow starting the minute they listen to this?
Yeah.
So basically you have to believe. You have to believe in yourself, and don't take no for an answer. Basically you just, and if here, maybe a very critical thing is people get deterred by rejection. Yeah. Don't get rejected. You fall, pick up the pieces, okay, and get back up and move forward to the next opportunity. Do not ever get down on yourself. Keep your hopes high. It's gonna happen. You put enough time and work into this, and whatever you're doing, okay, and I don't care what you're doing. And if you're passionate enough about it, don't give up. Just keep going, keep propelling forward, and you will make it. I promise you.
There's a perfect way to end that.
I'm
Perfect.
motivated.
What can you say? I know.
Well, that's all we have.
And
Go, give more.
yeah.
You can stay forever.
And what you do is while you're building, and understand that you're building because in business, a lot comes your way, and you have to be able to sustain it and not there be issues or matters that could break you. Okay, and you have to build what I call thick skin along the way. And it's sort of like business is just like no difference than you. If you wanted to become a basketball player or a football player or a runner, okay, you have to build the stamina enough to be able to stay in the game. And it's the same thing in business. Through the years, I've built up a lot of stamina, a lot of endurance, and a lot of thick skin to be able to whatever comes my way, I'm able to deal with it. And look, things get hard. It's not easy, especially when you have multiple brands, multiple companies, 20 entities. It's not easy. But you know what? I figure it out. So one way or the other. So along the way, don't let anything bring you down. Just keep going forward and believe in what you want to do, and let's make it happen.
I'm done. I'm in.
I would drop the mic, but I'll get in trouble.
I know that's valid. We don't own these mics, so yeah, let's not. Well, thank you, Sabah, for joining us today. Obviously, this was just insanely fascinating. I'm beyond inspired. I'm just really happy you came today. Like, this has been great.
Thank you so much for having me, Tara. Sheila, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys, able to make a slot for me and having me come over here. It's definitely an honor.
I do think our members will learn a lot.
Yes,
and
yes.
Obviously, if they have questions and need some of your services, they know they can call you directly and you will show up. No, just kidding. That was too far.
If need be, we'll make arrangements.
I love it. Well, that's all we have today for Members on the Mic with the Troy Chamber of Commerce. We're so grateful to have you all. Special thanks to our presenting sponsor, Trion Solutions. For more information on upcoming events or how to join the chamber, go to troychamber.com. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye. Thank you, guys.